Boy, you had me from the start.
Hello my babies, welcome back to another video. Hi, if you are new, my name is Esther and it's so good to have you guys tuning in. So in today's video, it is all about this beautiful glam for the holiday season. Yes, oh my goodness, it is December and that means Christmas parties, New Year's, and all that good stuff is happening this month. So I want to make sure I throw out as much glams that I can for this month to give you guys some inspo. But today's makeup look is using all drugstore and affordable makeup. You do not need to break the bank to achieve such a flawless makeup application. So I'm so excited because in today's video I went ahead and used the new Juvias Place the coffee shop eyeshadow palette, and it looks like this. Such a beautiful palette, you guys. I am so obsessed. Oh my gosh, this is literally the perfect everyday eyeshadow palette. Or also, if you love the brown neutral tones, this will be a palette for you guys to grab. And they also came out with like new lip glosses and lip liners as well. I did do at least 3 swatches of the lip glosses and the 3 swatches of the lip liners in today's tutorial. So without further ado, grab yourself a snack, tea, whatever, get comfortable, and let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started. Okay, let's jump into the brows because I don't start my makeup without the brows, okay? It's just a thing. So I'm setting my brows with my Maybelline setting powder. You guys are gonna see me use that throughout the video, actually, when I set my under eyes. So filling the brows in with the NYX brow pencil in the shade Expresso. This is my hands down favorite drugstore / affordable brow pencil. It glides on really smooth. It gets the job done. I feel like every time I use this brow pencil, my brows always, and I mean always, turn out amazing. I mean, look at them. They're not too thick, they're not too thin. I followed my brow shape and it just looks amazing. Brows are done. Now it's time to clean them up. I am grabbing the Juvias Place I Am Magic Concealer in the shade 12. This is actually one of my favorite affordable drugstore concealers. Now, I think I'm going to have to go to Ulta and purchase myself the same concealer, but pretty much like one that's a little bit closer to my skin tone, so I can do like my no makeup looks, because this concealer really is amazing. So grabbing this Hydra Touch Primer, I was going to say hydration primer, from NYX. I am just gonna apply this all over the skin. Now, as always, prep your skin, my loves, before you apply your foundation or any other makeup products on your face, because I believe doing your skincare routine before applying your foundation or just any makeup product on your face is going to make a difference, like a huge difference. Your skin is just going to look a lot more flawless and you have a really good base to work with. You guys know I love a nice glow, so I'm grabbing this L'Oreal Lumi Glotion and applying this all over the skin. I love this product because it does leave my skin with a beautiful glow and it's not too sticky at all, and it's also lightweight. So even if I wanted to do like a no makeup look or a concealer routine makeup look, this would still look really flawless. You guys can see like before and after on one side of the face. It gives me like the most beautiful glow, but not too extreme, and it doesn't look like not natural. It looks pretty good for the most part. Jumping into foundation. Now, I have a lot of foundations that I would recommend that are affordable, drugstore, and just don't break the bank and still give a really nice, flawless look. But for today's foundation, I'm using this Milani Screen Queen Natural Finish Foundation. Now, you heard the words natural. I love when a foundation just leaves my skin with a beautiful natural finish, and this foundation does just that. Now, I know I use that L'Oreal Glotion product underneath this foundation, but still on its own, if I didn't use that product, it will still leave my skin with a beautiful luminous finish. Now, this foundation is also buildable, light to medium coverage, so just keep in mind if you do purchase this foundation. But I love just the overall flawless look that I get from this foundation. It's beautiful. It looks like skin, low-key. Jumping into concealer, I'm going to go ahead and grab this Maybelline Fit Me Liquid Concealer. This is an OG. I've used this concealer for so long, and it's still one of my favorites to grab. So I am applying the shade Cafe underneath the eyes first before I jump into now the lighter concealer from Juvias Place I Am Magic Concealer in the shade 10. And now I'm going to go ahead and highlight all the points that I normally highlight. Now when it comes to concealer, if you want that under eye brightness, go ahead and use 2 to 3 shades lighter from your regular skin tone. If you don't really care for that super under eye brightness, just go ahead and drop to like at least 1, and you should be able to get just a tad bit of just that bright under eye, but not too bright. I love a nice under eye that's bright because I love to look alive. Sometimes I look tired, but I'm not really that tired, so a concealer will fix my problems, period. Because we do not want no harsh line or just makeup that looks a hot mess on this channel. We don't like that. We love a smooth, filtered look, right? So I'm going to go ahead and grab that same brush that I applied my foundation with, and I'm just going to blend out all around the face where I did not apply that concealer. So everything is blended out so smoothly and we don't have any harsh lines because we don't want that. Trust me, I've seen it and it's not cute, okay? So I went ahead and started contouring my face, and I did grab a concealer shade that's at least 2 to 3 shades darker than my skin tone. So if you want more of a softer contour, probably just drop to at least 1 shade. So it just depends on your liking. So I am just applying that concealer on my jawline, on my cheekbones, and also underneath my lip just to make my lip look a little bit bigger. I mean, I already have plumped lips, but I love the look of fuller lips. So I'm also grabbing my beauty blender to blend everything all out. Now keep in mind, my beauty blender is still damped, and this beauty blender is not affordable, so I should have been using the Real Techniques blender, but I just love the beauty blender. It's always right there next to me. So I am gonna go ahead and contour my nose. This part is optional. In fact, contouring is very much optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. I've always said this on my makeup tutorials. Do you when it comes to applying your makeup. What works for you works for you. What works for me works for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder, and I'm just gonna go ahead and set underneath my eyes before the creasing begins, because honey, we crease on this channel, but to minimize the look of creasing, you just have to make sure you apply eye cream before you apply any makeup products. So again, it goes back to skincare. Make sure your skincare is good. For setting powder, I am grabbing the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 30 Medium Deep. Now, I don't know about you guys, I low-key feel like this setting powder reminds me of the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Baking and Setting Powder. Like, I don't know. Every time I use it, it reminds me of the Huda Beauty. So I'm gonna probably do a tutorial and use one side Huda Beauty and then the other side the Maybelline Fit Me. I don't know what I was doing right there, you guys. There's something wrong with me, but I'm gonna go ahead and set where I contoured with my Juvias Place bronzer palette that ripped. Girl, because this is one of my favorite bronzer in the drugstore in affordable line. It is so good and it does not break the bank. Don't we love that? It is such a beautiful bronzer, and this is in the shade Tan. I am obsessed with this bronzer. It's so good. And I do not set my face with a powder or anything like that anymore. I just set with my bronzer all around the perimeter, and then obviously the under eye is already set. So for blush, I am grabbing this Pixi On The Glow blush in the shade Ruby. Now this blush does remind me of the Rare Beauty Stay Vulnerable Melting Cream blush. I feel like it's similar, like to the neck, to the neck, because it also leaves me with like a nice glow. And with that Rare Beauty blush, it leaves me with a beautiful glow like I highlighted, but I really didn't. So that's why this Pixi really does remind me of that Rare Beauty. So if you've been thinking about grabbing that Rare Beauty blush but don't want to spend, what is it, like $21, grab that Pixi because it's pretty similar to each other. Finally, it is time for the eyes, and I am grabbing the Juvias Place, the Coffee Shop Eyeshadow Palette. So beautiful. I love it. I love all things brown tones, and this palette just It's perfect. So I'm prepping the eyes with the Juvias Place eyeshadow primer. It's one of my favorite eyeshadow primers to use when applying eyeshadows. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that first eyeshadow and work that into my crease. Now I want to build it up. Now you guys can see that you can go light with it and leave it as that, but I want it to be a little bit more intense. So honey, we're going to build this eyeshadow into that crease. Now I don't mind if the eyeshadow gets to my eyelid because I am going to be working with a lot more other eyeshadows that are a little bit darker, so it's not really gonna appear. So the next eyeshadow is a lot more darker. I am building these eyeshadows up. So I'm applying this eyeshadow a little bit lower into that crease, but still building it up, and it's blending on its own because I am patting that eyeshadow into that crease. So it's building, blending, and everything is looking so smooth so far. So I'm applying that darker eyeshadow that low-key kind of looks like black, but it's the darkest eyeshadow in this palette, and I want to concentrate this eyeshadow a little bit on my outer corner to add a little bit of depth to this look. I loved how this look turned out. I love how the eyeshadows are really easy to blend. Even the darkest ones are pretty easy to blend and they're still pigmented. I am so in love. So for the eyelids, I wanted to grab this shimmer eyeshadow. Now keep in mind, I did not need to cut my crease, honey, and the eyeshadow still appear, especially on top of all those dark eyeshadows that I already applied all over my lids. I love that this shimmer still, you know, it's still showing up. No need to cut the crease, honey. So I'm not going to apply no wing liner or any wing. So I use that dark eyeshadow as my liner. So I placed that on my lash line, and it just smoked out this look even more. I am obsessed with overall how this look turned out. So I wanted to go back into that palette and grab this like gold eyeshadow. It's not as gold as the other one that was on the same line, but I wanted to apply this in the inner corner for a nice little pop. So I'm gonna go ahead and start smoking that water lash line out. Same thing I did for the top, I'm gonna go ahead and do for the bottom. And this is the finishing eye look, you guys. I am so obsessed with this look, and I hope you guys can create this look and feel as glam as I did when I created this look. It is so cute. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop these lashes on, and I feel like Coco lashes are one of the best affordable lashes out there, and this is Coco lashes in Maryland. Amazing lashes. I'm going to link it down in the description box. I think they're like $6 or $7. I haven't rocked Coco lashes in so long, so hopefully they did not change the price tag. So for the lips, these are the new Luxe lip liners. There's Coffee Bean, Espresso, and Cocoa Latte. So pigmented, super dark, just how I love it. So for the first combo, I'm grabbing Cocoa Latte Luxe lip liner and Chocolate Drip lip gloss. Do y'all see how beautiful that gloss is? It's so chocolate and I'm so here for it. Wow. Next combo, I did Expresso lip liner and Butterscotch lip gloss, and that is a beautiful combo. And last but not least, I did Coffee Bean lip liner and Creme de Coco gloss. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love y'all so much. Now Penda Sana, and I will see you guys in another video.